Hi, my name is Stanley. I am a local preacher in the Methodist Church of Southern Africa, living in Johannesburg. In 2016, I lost my mom at the age of 92. And this August, as I do every year, I worked through my grief. And I was struck by how much of sacrifice she made for me as a child living in apartheid South Africa. And this is what I want to reflect on. By the time I was born, my parents were destitute, they were homeless. My dad was depressed and alcoholic, struggling with alcoholism, and my mom had lost 4 children who could have been saved if she had access to medical care, which was reserved for whites only at the time. The beacon of hope for me and my family was our local church. This was the first time I experienced generous, compassionate care in the little things, in the food, in the clothes that we received, and in the love, unconditional love, warmth of this community that we became a part of. What does justice look like for me? A just world. A just world is a place that does not discriminate on the basis of race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, or class. It is a place where everyone is treated as in the image of God. My grandparents came from India as indentured laborers, hoping for a better life in South Africa. What they experienced was far from this. They experienced unfair labor practice, humiliation, and discrimination. What does justice-seeking church look like? For me, a justice-seeking church is one that regularly revisits its theology and asks of its relevance in a particular time, especially through the lens of the poor and the marginalized. In South Africa, apartheid was justified and legitimized on the basis of Christian theology. And we sadly reap the benefits of that distorted theology. A lot of the root cause of injustice is related to structural aspects in policies, in the way power is distributed. And for me, in a democratic South Africa, as we did in apartheid South Africa, we continue to fight against those policies that seek to exclude, especially the poor and the marginalized. But apartheid is like a poison that is hard to undo, and it continues its effect generation after generation. And this raises the challenge for me in terms of restorative justice and the role that the church needs to play in looking at how do we bring hope and healing to those that have been generationally harmed. And in this context, the Global North churches especially need to engage with decolonization and look at it from a relational perspective, from a healing perspective, and from a restorative perspective. And this is, in my view, one of the ways in which the church can restore relevance and be the compassionate body that it was meant to be. Thank you.